I fell on my butt skating yesterday, and I bruised my bottom.
On your tailbone?
No, on my rumple region.
On the squishy bits.
Like over here.
Don't
on the
show
side.
me. I don't
on the side, but I got my joggers on. Welcome to Cuts and Struggle. I'm Nick Watson.
And I'm Brie Watson.
You know what I always found really weird about you, Brie?
What's that?
Is obviously I'm aware of you. We've met personally. When you would do your tours as a tour guide, either at Vimy or McFarlane House,
sure.
You put on the persona, your tour guide voice and stuff.
Well, you have to, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was part of the game, the dance, if you will.
Because casually, I would never just bring up in conversation, World War I battle facts.
Gonna have to stop you there. You for sure would bring up World War I battle facts.
That does happen pretty regularly.
You'd start off with hey, we're watching
Let's talk about
hockey.
Have I ever told you about a creeping barrage?
Oh God. So when a rainstorm comes and you can see the rain approaching, think of that, but with heavy artillery.
You got it. Carefully planned out.
It's amazing.
The second.
You could hear that from London.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've noticed, Brie, that I'm thirsty. So I'm going to just pour myself a Guinness. Hope this comes across.
You could, I can hear the little ball in the can.
Right? I love that thing. It's actually called a widget.
Wow, I've got widgets on my computer.
I got widgets down in Georgia. Sorry. So sorry.
You have teenage children.
Yeah. So Brie,
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware of this. You're a busy lady, but it's the calendar's about to switch over.
We're going into a new year.
Yeah. And I mean, we could pretend like it'll be any better, but come on.
I mean, hopefully in my mind, better is how much time do I have to spend indoors versus by choice or by government telling me to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a sign of, was I forced to stay home because of, COVID-19, or did I choose to stay home?
Yeah. It's a small difference, but a big one.
Yeah. And it's been a while since we spoke, so I'm sure we have lots to update ourselves, each other, everybody listening. Thank you, everybody, for listening, by the way. And thanks for taking the time to listen to this podcast throughout the year. It's been a fun year. We've had some good episodes this year. And so anybody who's with us for the journey, big shout out to you. Yeah.
A good mix of people as well, some writers, some, yet again, improvisers, some people who own buildings where improvisation and comedy are allowed to happen.
Yeah.
People who are putting on shows, either on television or, online. It's a really good mix.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And if anybody is listening and they're new to the podcast, just so you know, this is the Constant Struggle podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about the struggles balancing life and art. Because Nick, of course, is a dad. He's got a day job, and he's a writer, so it's hard for him to, it's not I'm saying impossible, but there are challenges and struggles involved with balancing all of that.
It's very much not what you expected growing up and having a romanticized idea of creativity, where you just get to sit around and smoke various hash pipes and come up with interesting ideas and developments. No, it's making sure you pay bills on time, take kids to various doctor's appointments, and eke out a couple hours a day to scribble down some notes.
I suppose you could do the thing with the, smoking.
I've ruled out... Yeah, I know you enjoy the marijuana.
Well, I'm just saying, you could do all of those things, but then,
Yeah.
You would have to prioritize that over your family and bills.
Well, I'm sure other people, you handle your high however you want. But for me, I don't think I would feel comfortable, ever getting buzzed and knowing that at any minute Cooper could put his head through a window, and
yeah, you would be, instead of reacting the way you should, like, oh my goodness, let's get him to a hospital, you'd be like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is not ideal in a parenting situation.
If we want to get into being a hypocrite, which is a huge part of being a parent as well, I don't mind drinking. So there you go. There's that.
Yeah. Because you don't have, just because you're consuming marijuana, you don't have to do it until you're fucked.
No, but I find like with me, well, because I don't have any tolerance for it, a little bit of weed goes too far of a long way.
Well, I think that's one of the, if we're going to go into weed pod right away.
Sure.
I think that's one of the things that the, like if you go to any of these government
sanctioned,
sanctioned weed shops, and you buy either a joint or a whatever, little gummy or a lollipop or something, you can get some that are like, they're not as strong as the stuff that you would get on the, on the
streets, on the mean streets of Welland, Ontario.
For example, if you just got like a little lollipop, it'd just give you a little buzz. You wouldn't go ape shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been really enjoying alcohol this past pandemic, though.
But fair. I reacquainted myself with alcohol. Yeah.
Like we've been making cocktails.
Well, that's nice. You're getting creative with it.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's like cooking, but better.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sugar. Maybe it's closer to baking.
Maybe. Yeah, probably, because you need like to measure things.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Also fun.
Yeah. Well,
how about you, Brie? How have you been coping with the pandemic?
Oh yeah, it's been
any weird things? Yeah.
It's been weed, man. Like,
okay, cool.
There's no way I would ever consume this much if we weren't forced to stay inside, and not, if we weren't encouraged to not go out and spread this horrible virus around.
Right?
Yeah. So it's definitely been like staying home, consuming gummies, laughing my fucking face off, watching old, funny things and new funny things. Let's be honest. And forgetting, trying as best as possible to temporarily forget the hellscape that we're living.
Yeah. I mean, as global pandemics go, historically, we're doing pretty good.
Well, we're in a pretty privileged position. I'll definitely accept that. Yeah. Especially that the government was like, okay, your business, you're not allowed to operate your business right now, so here's a bit of money, That was really
that helped. And then my business is like, oh, you know what? You could have always worked from home, so we're just going to go ahead and let you do that anyway.
Well, that's nice. Do you think are they ever going to go back to in the office, do you think?
They want to, and they want to try to develop a hybrid model. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, but it sounds interesting what they're planning.
Okay. I just think for like a lot of companies just realizing, oh, we've been spending this much money on real estate and we really don't have to,
Yeah. What you got to factor in though is people in higher up positions tend to be a certain type of person, and I believe those types of people like interacting with others.
Weird.
So yeah, they very much value the in-person workplace.
Right.
Way above anything I would ever deem worthwhile. Like,
right. If you can do your lowly little job from your home. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting, and it's nice to be able to work from home while you can. That saves on gas and what.
I mean, my pajama budget is taking a huge hit. I'm having to reinvest in several pajamas.
But
I guess I could work in pants like proper at home, but that's not gonna happen.
I have noticed like people seem to be going out and more in like more casual clothes than ever before.
I wear jogging pants in public now. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, Dan does too. That's not something.
I didn't even own jogging pants before.
But okay.
I did.
Are they good? Are they good jogging pants, or are they like classy ones?
Not any. Well, the ones I'm wearing now are Under Armour, so they were, they were pretty good, but they're faded as hell now. And this one actually has a sewn-in tear, so no, I shouldn't be out in public.
Fair.
Right. But the ones I bought subsequently are like, they're presentable jogging pants.
That's right. Like, and that's something that didn't exist. I feel like that existed at the gym, maybe. before a presentable jogging pant?
I think Lululemon was paving the way towards that.
But that's yoga gear. That's different.
Yeah. And it's ass sculpting.
Yeah, I'm wearing some ass sculpting Lululemon pants right now.
There you go. Are they legitimately comfortable as well?
It feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Yeah, they're so comfortable. It's ridiculous. Now it's like a tradition. I'll ask for a new pair every year for Christmas.
I mean, for the years of struggle between feminism and the patriarchy, I think Lululemon is the perfect nexus point of both.
They struck a balance.
Right?
I feel powerful and people can gawk at me.
At your bum, at your sculpted bottom.
And they can think it looks one way, and then as soon as the pants come off, they're like, ah!
But those people were never going to be there anywhere.
Right.
That wasn't going to happen.
True. That's right.
So Lululemon is peak feminism. I think we can all agree to that.
Well, what about their male section?
Oh, I'm sure they're good too. Yeah, they probably have like ball hugging, jogging.
Yeah, there's
pads.
Probably, what do they call that? A ballpark pouch. I'm sure they have ballpark pouches.
There's the camel toe for ladies.
Mammal toe.
No, I believe it's a moose knuckle.
Well,
is the correct response to that?
I could have done without knowing that.
There you go.
This is seeing as how this is our kind of end of year review. I suppose that we should get to the point where we talk about what creative things we were able to accomplish this year, even if it was a little bit more of a challenging year than
previous
in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's been listening this year, I think the majority of the pods would start with me saying I haven't done very much at all. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a proper struggle there. What was I doing? I think I was watching a lot of HBO programming.
Succession.
Yeah, I got through that. But I think I did The Wire as well.
Oh, okay.
So, there's a lot of good shows to watch, Brie, if you're new to the HBO.
We did all of Curb. We're caught up with Curb, the most recent season. Holy shit. Tracy Ullman, I've been tweeting, I've been Facebooking, I've been telling everybody. This is not like I need to be, it's not like I have to be like, hey, folks at home, have you heard about this show, Curb Your Enthusiasm? Like, people know about the show. But Tracy Ullman is on this season, and it's like the funniest it's like the most perfect, like her and Larry bouncing off each other is the most perfect, like on-screen odd couple comedy that I've seen in a very long time.
They're two very different schools of comedy too.
And it works so well. Oh my God. It like upsets me how good it is.
Fuck this shit.
I'm like, how nothing gets better than this. So fuck you guys.
Tracy Ullman, always underrated.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess
do you think properly rated it?
I don't know.
I mean, she brought The Simpsons to the world.
It's true.
What do you do after that? I mean, all your Matt Groening folks out there, fair. He was doing well in Portland. Tracy Ullman. Oh shit! I want to say yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna go with and then just assume I'm correct because I'm a white guy. So
fair. And then if anybody has a problem with that, I'm sure they can bring it up. Some Matt Groening biographer is gonna yell at us. Yep.
I mean, I could Google it later, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like
you can Google it right now if you wanted to. I have 2 monitors now. I can be Googling it right now, but I won't. Anyway.
Okay.
So the majority of the year, you're saying
I was riding the struggle bus.
Yeah.
I had I bought full season subscriptions to that's not how that works. I had a bus pass for the struggle bus. A full season subscription to the bus, like people do, right, Brie? That was a thing back in the olden days.
To be fair, like TTC would be every month, before Presto showed up.
Oh my God.
What?
All these words that used to have such weight.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Even Zoom used to feel different.
Yeah, now it's just a thing you go to talk to people on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so what changed Or when did it change, and how did it change, and what changed?
Well, I think what changed was we got to November eventually, also known as NaNoWriMo month.
Ooh.
And the other thing is Coop's baseball season wrapped up, so the demand on my time reduced. And I really prioritized getting my pages done.
Right.
So that was huge.
Yeah. So you wrote a whole book.
I wrote a book again.
Is it? Yeah.
My third book.
No big deal. That's like, why aren't you celebrating that?
You know why? Because all the fucking editing that I still don't know how to do. That's why.
I mean,
I've got 3 books to edit now.
Okay, so you've written 3 books and now they all need to be edited.
Yeah.
Are they all part of the same series?
Yeah. It's a trilogy.
Great.
Or I think I've come up with this, Brie. It's a trilogy.
Shut up. I hate it. Oh my God.
I can't believe that killed you.
I don't like it at all. It's upsetting me. Oh God. All right. A trilogy. Okay, so now have you edited any of them? You're still laughing at your own.
I'm laughing at how stupid it is. And it's like, I didn't invent that. Like,
trilogy. Oh, fuck, come on.
So I tried editing the first book, like, I guess after I wrote it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think I just ran out of time. Like, I didn't devote enough time to it. There was no... So, yeah, with NaNoWriMo, I had so much confidence going in because it was like, I wrote a fucking book in a month. And I had devoted enough time in my schedule every day to get that amount of work done. Then I took my foot off the gas completely after that. There was there's no kind of dedicated goals, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, should I edit a page a day? And every page was different. Like, sometimes you need to research, like, how long does a criminal investigation count for a possible murder? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe it's a time goal that you need to set for yourself instead of a number of pages goal.
Yes, I think that's what it needs to be, a dedicated sit down and do this much work per day thing.
Like, okay, today I'm going to spend 1 hour a day editing, and whatever you need to do within that hour to get it done, or whatever, or even just to like inch closer towards your goal, right?
Kick the can down the street a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So that's the theoretical way I'm going to approach it. But then, like, the new year is going to hit again. I'm going to have a short story to write, which I do every January, part of the Toronto Star's Dealey Bob. And then I guess hopefully start editing.
That sounds good.
I wanted to take December off to do some reading, but it's not been happening so much. I've been watching a lot of YouTube.
Like what on YouTube?
Like travel shows to Scotland, because we're so stuck at home all the time. I just want to see other places. Yeah,
I saw, and this is, I know you were a big fan, but there was like on CNN, whatever, not that I'm like, CNN, but they were doing an Anthony Bourdain like marathon.
Oh God.
Parts Unknown marathon, and I was like, shit, I missed this show. It was so good.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. God, I don't know if they're doing it legally or whatever, but they drop an episode a week of
Parts Unknown,
starting from the start. So
nice.
They're up to like season 6 now.
Sounds like that's your plan for 2022. Is
I guess it is, right?
Put out the short story in January, like you said. Do you have an idea for what the short story is going to be?
Nope. I normally come up with that in January. I guess I could do it soon. Well, that's like a week away, so there's no rush on that.
And maybe, I bet there are resources online that you can find to help you with the editing process. Yeah. Otherwise, I would say, like, I'm sure there are editors out there who would like pay, or you would have to pay to
no, there are for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you want to edit it first to make sure it's
exactly. I
Yeah.
want to do my best on it. And I
Have you
feel like
done
I
like
haven't been able to
first
do
pass
that.
yet?
Yeah, I did a first pass, but I
Okay,
still don't think it's good enough.
I got you. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's it then. And wouldn't it be cool? I think it'd be cool for the listeners of the podcast too, if you had like, once you do end up putting together this kind of system that you can use for all of your projects going forward, like this is how I edit my book. I
Hmm.
spend 1 hour doing it or whatever the
Yeah.
time is that you end up settling on. This is what the schedule looks like, and therefore it took me this long to, based on this system, it took me this long to finish the book. And then like,
Yeah.
with the next book, it's just kind of like, okay, so I did it a little bit longer every day, and it, or a little bit
Hmm.
shorter, or whatever the case may be. It'd be interesting to see to see how much work you can get done if you're tracking it, right?
Yeah. I think tracking is the big deal. Like because NaNoWriMo, their website is great. It lets you punch in your details every day. So you're following the graph. There are like little badges that you could award yourself.
Yeah, it's just the
Uh,
gamification of this thing, right?
exactly. It's so they do it so well, and I think they actually offer editing things as well. I just haven't looked into it.
Well, write that down. Look into it.
Hmm.
Figured out your whole year ahead.
Yeah, editing, schmediting.
Is there anything else in the year coming up that you're planning or looking forward to, like that you can try to look forward to, even though COVID, we have no idea. You know what I mean? We have no idea what's gonna happen, if they're gonna lock things down again, or if they're gonna let us travel freely again. But is there anything that you have planned if we're allowed to in the new year?
Well, Cooper's got his baseball thing that got postponed till this year. Hopefully that'll happen. A trip to
What's the
Cooperstown.
Cooperstown in the U.S.?
Planning? I don't know, man. I feel like that doesn't even happen. There is no future anymore. There is only COVID.
That's so sad.
Currently, we're sitting through the Omicron variant, which I still insist isn't a real thing, but in fact, a movie from the 1970s starring Gene Hackman and Martin Sheen.
I would watch that.
The Omicron variant.
We didn't think it was fair to write an ad for Improv Niagara, so we're going to improvise one for you right now. Hey Dan, did you know Improv Niagara hosts hilarious shows all around the Niagara region, runs classes for people who want to learn improv, and offers team building workshops for Niagara businesses? Banana! Great scene, Dan. Check out improvniagara.com for more information. I guess one thing that I did that was pretty cool in hindsight. At the time, I was like, "What am I doing?" But I did 100 days of improv at the beginning of the year
Oh my
year.
God.
I just started uploading all of them to YouTube so that they exist somewhere other than
You hit
Facebook
the ground running,
forever.
Brie.
Yeah. Well, I was so tired of being in lockdown, and I missed improv. And I was like, I got to do something. So we did 100 days of improv. I was on my first TV show.
Yay.
Last year. Booked my first
Wait, did you?
show.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
What was the question?
I remember you saying you booked another show, but that'll be for the future, Brie.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a show, but a commercial. But still. That's why I have to make sure I don't get COVID before January. We got some, like, I don't know, we got some cool training last year. Like, we got to work with Rachel Mason out of Chicago and Lisa Merchant out of Toronto with the Improv Niagara people, which was really cool.
Yeah, you did a lot of work with the Improv Niagara, like wherever you could get a show going. It felt like
it was really tough because the first, couple months we weren't allowed to do anything, and then as soon as we were allowed to open up, we tried to do shows with, at first, not very many people in the audience, and then whatever, the more we could do, we would do more, right?
Yeah, but didn't you get some good sellouts this year as well, though?
So a couple times. It was fun. Oh man. I'm just going through my calendar just to see what's, standing up. I still taught some classes at Second City, which was awesome. I taught online. It's all online right now. I taught some online classes with Improv Niagara. Did a couple. It was cool. I offered and worked with an architectural firm in Toronto doing improv games with them because they could never get together. They could never get together, right? Because they're all in separate places. So they hired me to come in and we played games like once a month with them and kept them connected and having fun and learning new things. Anyway, I thought
let's just do some improv with this building. Kevin, that's a retaining wall. We need load bearing
buildings. Anyway.
Oh, right.
It was a lot of fun. They're a good group. I wish more people saw the value of improv for teamwork. It's so anyway. We could do a whole episode about that.
It's very team buildy.
Yeah, and you can specify, you can do it on, you can make it more, you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Cater it to very specific things. Like, oh, my team is having a really hard time communicating. Great, let's work on things that are specific to improving communication. Anyway, I read a whole book about that this year by Alan Alda. It was great. Anyway, yeah.
What a delightful human that Alan Alda is.
Yeah, love him.
Hawkeye.
I almost booked a commercial, but didn't book it, but got paid anyway.
Sweet, that's almost even better.
But not like the full pay. Did I tell you I almost booked a Depends ad?
I think you may have mentioned it, but amazing.
It was like, this year is so crazy for people in casting because, if you're cast as something and you get COVID, there's somebody who's cast as basically your understudy. So and that person is still getting paid, not as much, but I got paid to spend the night in Toronto and not do a Depends and not be on TV wearing a diaper, which is great.
I mean, Brie, that's the only way you're getting me into Toronto right now.
In a diaper.
So I could just freely. Anyway, no.
Yeah. Went to the chiropractor.
I did improv?
No, just got my bones cracked.
When
did we start being able to go out again?
June?
Man. Isn't that crazy?
Because I feel like I go by the baseball season.
Fair.
I feel like it was June-ish.
Okay, so baseball had started.
And by the summertime, I think we were allowed out.
Yeah.
I went to a baseball game. Oh, that was in late September, though.
Like the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Nice. I
think that was my first kind of out in public kind of thing. It was huge.
Yeah, because that's a lot of people.
I went to the mall for the first time, just a couple of weeks ago.
What, the one in Mississauga?
Yeah, Square One.
Oh, that mall. That mall is huge.
Yeah, it was nice. It's like, oh my God, look at all these people.
Oh,
they're just out there doing things.
Here's the thing I did in the year 2021 that was kind of a big deal. I got 2 fucking vaccines in my arm.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. How much did you pay for that, Brie?
$0.
Well, I mean, we paid through our taxes, but yeah.
I never saw it come out of my pocket, so that's fine.
How was your vaccine days, Brie? I took a day off work for mine.
The first one, my first day the first one I got was fine. Absolutely no problems. Maybe a little bit. I
worked through my first one.
Okay, yeah.
I felt like definite man flu vibes.
I didn't at all for my first one. I just got sore arm. Second one passed out, so it was brutal.
Oh,
I passed out in the car, which was weird. Not even during the thing. I felt fine until I got into the car and then started feeling kind of wonky.
Oh, okay. It just hit different.
Yeah. Yep. I was elected secretary of our newly formed union with the ACE. They're called ACE, but it's for people who work at Second City.
Nice.
I went to a cottage. Does that count? We should be able to talk about vacation things that we got to do.
God, did I do any? Sorry, yeah.
Did you? Did you go anywhere? Do you
I don't
anything?
think so. We got a dog. That was our big.
Huge. You got a dog.
Yeah. It's almost right up there with a kid.
Well, I mean, you have 2 kids. So I guess you can make that comparison.
Well, she's a very needy dog.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
looking at stuff like I'm
we don't feel good about leaving her in the house by herself.
Oh, poor puppy.
Yep.
I feel like things didn't start getting back to quote unquote normal until August by the looks of it. Because that's why when I look on my calendar, I start to see shows again.
Yeah.
And even if we started like they were outdoor shows, we did a really cool show. Improv Niagara did a really cool show for In the Soil, which is a festival, like an arts festival here in St. Catharines.
Mm-hmm.
It was like on a rooftop above the Niagara Artist Center. Man, that was a good
Wait,
night.
sorry, which one is that, Brie? Is that St. Paul Street in St. Catharines?
Yeah, it's not because there's the brand new one, the brand new place.
Oh, okay.
That's the Performing Arts Center. But the Niagara Artist Center is like a local collective of artists, and they're a not-for-profit. And they put on a lot of really great, like
so exactly like the Avengers.
And what? Yeah, like the Avengers. What? Did you say like the Avengers?
I said exactly like the Avengers.
Oh, I don't know.
Not for profit. They just go around doing artistic things in the community.
That's right. I taught a couple workshops here and there. I think it was kind of nice. Like I ventured outside of just like teaching workshops for like people who signed up for improv classes. Like I taught workshops for, it was like a workshop for like a women's, like a women's leadership conference this year.
Mm-hmm. You did kid stuff too, though, right?
Did I do kids?
Was that this year?
This year, not, but that wasn't in any capacity as far as improv goes. I was just a production assistant.
Oh, right.
I was assisting on a production here in Niagara at the Yellow Door Theater. I probably shouldn't even talk about it because they're mostly children, and this podcast is not safe for work. Went to Banff. Oh my goodness, that was great.
Oh yeah, I had to wait at the airport for 5 hours for you.
5 hours?
3
on the way
2.
back. On the way back.
Well, yeah, they kept delaying your flight.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, we were.
Thanks a lot, WestJet.
It wasn't even WestJet. It was Flair Airlines, and let me tell you, if you can avoid it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man. It was brutal. Like the whole experience was brutal. Especially like getting there, and didn't I tell you it's like we got there and they're like, you lady, you're fine, but this guy he doesn't have a ticket. We're like, what do you mean he doesn't have a ticket? I'm holding on to the confirmation thing that says he has the ticket. They're like, oops, I don't know, we can't. And so it was like, it was the most stressful situation.
Yeah.
It was like, no wonder, like, first of all, like, we didn't even really want to travel at this time.
Oh, what with global pandemic?
Exactly. But we had won a contest, and they're like, well, it's now or never. You never get to use these tickets if you don't go like by this date. So it was like, all right, well, fuck. What are we going to do? So we went to Banff. Banff was wonderful. Anyway. Yeah. Have you been to Banff?
No.
It's nice.
It's fun to say.
Banff. Yeah, we're talking about how Calgary is funny. Like Calgary Airport, it's the only airport in the world where you arrive there and they're like, hi, go to Banff, go somewhere other than Calgary. Anyway.
Well, they know their market, clearly.
Yeah. If you're not here for hockey, then go to Banff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I guess that's it. It was like trying as much as possible to get people
to go to Banff. Oh, sorry.
And people to go to Banff, to get shows together and to get classes running and to keep doing this thing and to keep people engaged and to keep people connected in a time where it's so easy to lose touch with a lot of people. Anyway, that's going to be one of my big challenges for the new year because we have no idea when we're going to be able to get back into, like right now it's like 10 people in a room, but are you sure you want to have 10 people in a room? Because this variant is spreading like wildfire. So what do what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
I think this one will go a lot quicker.
I hope so. Because also, like, people are tired of online classes. Like, people are tired of doing shit on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I don't know if it's like especially, but people in Niagara. Like, I feel like if you're signed up for
zoomed out.
Niagara has zoomed out. But I feel like if you want to actively seek out improv, online. It's going to be with one of the big shots. It's going to be with Second City. So it doesn't matter where you are. The people who are there, like, I'm doing this on Zoom because I want to take Second City classes. Whereas people in Niagara, like, I feel like people in Niagara who want to take improv, they're going to be like, I want to do it in person or I'm going to do it online with Second City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They got the brand recognition.
Which is, like, great and fine. And I totally get it. But I want to go back to teaching classes in person.
Yeah.
In Toronto, in Niagara, all over. I want to, I'm tired. I'm zoomed out. Actually, you know what? I'm not zoomed out. I think Zoom is, like, Zoom.
It's got a place.
Yeah. I feel like this
I keep thinking.
Go ahead.
I keep thinking about it for all the folks that don't live in a freaking Toronto or Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
Like us in Welland. Like, could you imagine back in the 90s, like, being a little comedy kid? Like, you can go see any shows.
Exactly.
It was like all you had was A&E evening at the Improv.
Right.
Now you could, like, you could go to New York. You could talk to Marin, I'm sure.
He's on all the time.
He's on Instagram. Yeah. He's like always there.
Oh, the world. Yeah, I guess that's the big thing, right? Is that the world is more connected than ever, but also everybody's so lonely.
But are they though? Like,
apparently.
Are you? I'm all right.
I mean, that's
I don't need
just
to see people.
Right? I don't know. You're more of an introvert than I am, though.
This is one thing the stupid pandemic has taught me is how much of an introvert I am.
Yeah.
And I should just accept. No, I
I should accept never having to meet in person with anybody ever again.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, I just approach it differently. I'm just like, well, this will be a different treat.
Right. Because I remember, I think it was like we did a show, and it was either in like, it was probably October or November, one of those shows that we did at Mate. We were back at Mate for the first time in a long time. And then after the show, we all went out for like a drinky poo. And I was like buzzing. I was like, oh, it's back. It's back. Like, we're doing I'm like, I'm in where I'm supposed to be. And then just like, nope. Okay, fuck. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think hopefully by spring, things will get noticeably better quicker.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it now. Like, is like, I think we have to start making plans as though the beginning of the year will maybe be online again. And then hopefully, as like you mentioned, as spring comes and the weather gets warmer, things will hopefully start to open. And more people get their boosters, hopefully things will start.
Well, the numbers are looking great for that. Loads of people want to go and get them.
I know this is supposed to be, I mean, I guess the podcast is supposed to be like our artistic creative endeavors and such, but it's hard. Fucking COVID's the biggest struggle of all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we're still doing creative-y stuff. And
yeah.
Loads of other people are as well.
Yeah. Did you watch the Beatles documentary?
No, I'm not a Beatles guy.
I thought it was so a lot of people complained about how long and stuff it was.
Like, no one's forcing you to sit there to watch it.
I thought it was so like amazing to just sit there.
You got to hang out with them.
It was, and you just see their creative process. You just see them. They're just like noodling around, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Ooh, let it be," And it's like,
yeah,
what? Come on,
it was insane. And how about that schedule? Like, oh, we got an album due at the end of the month.
I know.
Let's just write it now, eh?
And then you see them just like figuring it out, and it's like amazing to think of a time before they had the lyrics figured out for these songs, because we've just known them our whole lives, It's like, oh man, they're like, oh well, this one's gonna be a protest song. No, never mind. I like it better. Whatever.
And they're stupid, young, beautiful faces.
They're so young, and they were so successful.
Yeah.
Ringo farted. It was hilarious. Come on.
Oh, Ringo.
No, well, Ringo was he was there every day on time.
Nice.
I don't know. It was interesting. I thought it was interesting. It was interesting to see the group dynamic. Everybody's like, well, Paul was such a bossy pants. And it was like, somebody has to be. Somebody has to, keep people in check. Otherwise, it's just like, okay, let's just, do whatever forever. Anyway.
Yeah, and I love all the bullshit about Yoko Ono tearing the band apart. Meanwhile, she's just sitting there
just
knitting.
Chilling, yeah.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Although sometimes there was a couple times when she was singing, and that was like, ow. Ow.
Okay.
But anyway, as
I
far as
heard it.
that goes, it was just like interesting to see their process and them just sort of figuring it out, like you said, in such a small amount of time. It makes makes you feel like, fuck, man.
Well,
I should
they've been a
do
band
more.
for
That's true.
how many years before that?
That's true.
They had it down.
Yeah. One thing,
They're
like,
the Beatles.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to going back to trying to do more regular performance and regular writing and regular, I don't know, because there's also this like you too, like this idea that we have all this extra time because we're not allowed to go out places, but do you think we're spending that time sitting down and working?
No, not at all. It's all YouTube videos.
It's all just hanging out with the Beatles.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse, right?
yeah. So, okay. So for you, the big thing in the new year, writing your new short story, editing your 3 books.
Yeah, it's more the editing. The short story thing almost feels like a lark at this point. It's like a thing. It's a thing between me and the Toronto Star. I write a thing, they ignore me.
Well, not just you. I mean, I'm sure they ignore a lot of people.
Yeah, that'd be brutal. Yeah, I'm the only guy that's like, no, fuck this guy again.
Again with this guy. No, thank you. That's cool. I guess. And then what is it for me? I wanna get back to performing. I want to get back to
for humans, live humans.
I want to get back to doing improv, performing, not even just improv, comedy in general. I want to go back to performing comedy in general,
and landing some sweet commercials.
And landing some sweet commercials. I just hope. I swear, I just don't want to get COVID before. Like, I don't want. That would suck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That would suck.
Well, I'm sure you'd have a COVID understudy, so it'd be
somebody out there is ready to, eat this burger for me if I can't make it. Well, anyway. Listen, Nick, I don't know what else to say other than I hope COVID sucks less this year.
Mm-hmm. The end of COVID would be great if we could all just work towards that. I'm looking at you, dummies. In particular,
if you have any targets or goals, creative goals that you're trying to accomplish in the new year and you're listening right now, feel free to share them with us and keep us posted on your progress, because I think one of the most interesting things about Nick and I getting to meet up every month and talk about this is that we get to keep reporting on the progress of the different projects we're working on. We get to see what's evolving and where we're getting stuck, and we can sort of help figure out how to get past it and move forward. So if you want to join in on the conversation, that would be tons of fun. You could do that by following us on Twitter, for example, at
what?
Yeah, at the Struggle. No, actually, it's just at Struggle Pod, or you could like our Facebook page at the Constant Struggle Podcast on Facebook. You can, of course, like, subscribe, share these episodes, or this episode in particular, and any other episode that you might have enjoyed.
Throw some comments on there. You can do that at on YouTube even.
Let us know what you think. Yeah, put that on you. That's right. We're on YouTube as well, but we're on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Share it. We're all in this artistically struggly. We're all on the struggle bus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We've all got
season
subscriptions to the struggle bus. And we're all getting on and getting off at different parts of the journey. So keep us updated. Show us your transfer. And I don't know. We'll see you in the new year. We'll see you in 2022.
The future.
Anything you would like to say, Nick, before we get going?
I don't know. Just like I feel, I'm no scientist, but I play one on this podcast. I feel like we're getting to the butt end of it.
I hope so.
Like we're getting variants that are quicker, but like less ouchy. And that's kind of the way that these things tend to arc. Like that's what happened to the Spanish flu in the 1800s. So hopefully late 1800s, whatever, early 19th century. So hopefully we'll get the same with this nugget. And we'll be able to like freaking go out and hug people again.
Hugging. Yeah. So
Like,
as much as possible, once we're allowed to.
yeah, this
like,
is so
hug
bad
it
that
out.
introverts want to hug you now.
Yeah, that's how bad
that's
it's
where
getting.
we're at as a society.
And I'm, as an extrovert, I'm ready for those hugs.
Oh God. So the supply chain problems with hug delivery right now is nuts.
It's backed up for days. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the new year, everybody.
Struggle on.
Struggle on. Yay!